You know, one of the few things that makes me very happy is this. Here in South Africa, we call this a samosa. I'm not sure what you call it in whatever country you're from. You can comment down below with what you call it. And then I also like peanuts. So today I'm going to be going through your questions and the stuff that you guys posted. And I'm going to try and go through the questions as quickly as I can and try and cover all the questions that you guys sent through. Okay, the first one, Luazi says, how come you're not in the spotlight like most dope producers or beat makers? Because your skills are, you know, then he puts emojis of rockets shooting off. I really appreciate the compliment, man. And one truth I'm gonna tell you right now off the bat is skill is no longer so relevant to being, you know, to being popular and having fame and being in the spotlight. So if your goal is to be in a spotlight and being famous and being, you know, oh, that successful in the limelight and whatnot, then skill might not be your thing. You have to chase popularity for you to get to that level. You know, if you really want to be skilled in what you do, then fame and popularity might not work out for you. That's just the hard truth. And I've lived with that for the most part, because I was also chasing popularity and I thought if I get good, I wasn't gonna get all that to come. But unfortunately, you know, circumstance and your financial situation also does not allow you to overcome certain obstacles that you will face, because most people that are famous right now, they are definitely coming from money. Like it's something that I've always even told my fiance that, hey, look, most people that are famous and that are rich and are popular, some of them come from money. They either have a relative that is stacks, is rich and whatever. You know, it's a lot of these guys, especially here in Africa, that are coming from money. You know, not all of us are gonna make it from zero without any sense of financial backing from anybody or something. So Iningu Sadia Victor says, hello, sir, tuned in from Nairobi, Kenya. Oh, shout out to you, shout out to Kenya, man. I love you so much. I love you too, brother. I'll take this opportunity to ask a question which has been bothering me too much. I'm a beginner producer and I always struggle to achieve a clean mix. If you don't mind sampling some of my works on your channel, you will notice the mix is not very clean. Now my question is it possible to get a clean mix using stock plugins? If you don't mind giving us guidelines on how to achieve the same. My other question is, do you ever reach a point where you feel like giving up on production or lack inspiration to make new music? If yes, how do you handle that? And pass my greetings to Tatenda. Yes, stock plugins do give you everything you need. Stock plugins, no matter what software you're using, stock plugins, they're, you know, the first thing you get to. You know, it's like buying a car. When you buy a car, it comes with stock wheels, stock steering, stock everything. So people tend to overlook that and be like, you know, I don't like these stock tires. I want tires with, you know, shiny rims and whatnot. We get to customize, you know, to make things look much more pleasing. But it doesn't mean that what it comes with is bad. It doesn't mean that. You know, most of these stock plugins are fine. And if you need proof of this, just go through the demos that are in FL Studio. Listen to projects from people, you know, people like Seamless. Look at those projects. They're using all native sounds. Their stuff sounds impeccable. It sounds amazing. So you can definitely get good work done just using stock stuff from FL Studio and stock plugins and all of that. You just have to know your way around them. That's why on this channel here, I try and show you guys how to use stock stuff as best as you can, because stock plugins are the way to go. You know, if you cannot afford to purchase other plugins and you don't want to spend so much money looking for plugins, and then you end up figuring out that, okay, I'm now going back to the easy ones because the bigger ones keep crashing and my computer cannot handle them. Stock plugins do help you achieve clean. You just need the knowledge. Just keep watching my videos, keep asking questions like you just did just now in the comment section. I always tell you guys to comment with your thoughts and whatever. Bombard me with questions. I will get to your questions. This is the engagement that we need on the channel. So guys, don't be afraid to ask questions, no matter how silly or how much you think it is a silly question or it's dumb or it's useless. Just ask. We will get to it. I will try and help you. Other producers also here on the channel will try and help you, you know. And also follow me on social media in case you don't want to comment. You know, you can also just DM me or, you know, at me in a post, you know, so I can listen to your work and then I can give you feedback. And I also did reach to a point where I also gave up on production, you know, and I was lacking inspiration. But what really helped me, to tell you the truth, to get back to production was the switch I made. Well, not basically a switch, but it's when I put FL Studio aside and I started using Ableton Live. That's when things kind of, my spark, my spark kind of, I got a new spark of interest in another software, which relit my fire of wanting to make, music, because I had now a different environment to play around in and new things to learn. So that's what really helped me. So you can try out different softwares, download demos of different softwares, just play around with new things, and you will definitely not feel like you're stuck in a loop, and you'll definitely feel much better. Yeah, and thanks so much for the question, Iningu. So we have Unabishahla. Yes, so I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, brother. He says, here's a question. In your creative process, what do you find the most challenging part? Composition, arrangement, or mix and master? That's a good question. The most difficult part is follow through. Usually I find myself having like a lot of projects. Composition is not usually a problem that I have, but follow through as in actually completing the track, and completing is not really saying completing it as in getting to the arrangement and mix and master. I'm not worried about that, but kind of following through the ideas. So sometimes you have this idea that that comes into your head as you're composing, as you're working on some chords and whatever, and you feel that, okay, this is kind of a good idea, but now continuing with that same interest in that idea and actually following through is usually my problem that I have. So I end up having half-made music that I didn't really finish and achieve a full complete idea. So it's always ideas that I have done. When it comes to arrangement, it's easy for me. I can arrange easy. It's the quickest thing I can do. Mixing and mastering is also easy for me, and I can always just get someone to mix and master for me anyways if I feel like I'm not really getting what I want out of the track, what I want it to be. So I hope that answers your question, man, and thank you so much. And Linomta says, can you and me make a song together? I wish I had the chance, man. I would make songs with all of you guys, but that's why I give out FLPs. That's why I have FLPs out for sale. It's basically me sharing my project, so it's basically us working together. And Freeman says, how have you been feeling, bro? I am feeling okay, man. It's just, with my fiance not being here, it's just been really difficult for me. But, I have my samosas and my peanuts to keep me, and you guys, like with this, that's why I wanted to do this video. I have you guys as well, to connect with and talk to as well. So I definitely feel okay. Thank you so much for asking, man. It's good to know that there's people that also care about how I'm feeling, and how I'm doing. But yeah, Psycho says, I'm from Namibia. Shout out to you. Shout out to Namibia. How are you, my FL King? Thank you so much for asking how I am, brother. I'm good. I am back. I'm okay. I'm, coming back into it. Tando Madi says, who is your favorite artist, producer, or duo in SA and worldwide? My favorite artist and producer, it's difficult to say, man. I listen to a lot of people, but right now I'm really enjoying Lemon and Herb's work. I'm a fan of Pierre Johnson as well. And Saifante says, how about a 5-part episode of you recording a singer and giving it a deep house or Afro beat to it and basically mixing it and mastering the entire track using stock plugins? I would really love to do that, bro. I would really love to do that, like from start to finish. My fiance was actually saying the same thing, was like, oh, you can use me, to do a video of recording and whatnot. But, videos like that take time, because just videos like this take time for me to make. I have to do editing, I have to do all of that, and it depends with my schedule. So if I am making something, that is like that is kind of like a video series, I have to make sure that I follow through and it doesn't take so much time, and I have to, stay in the right focus of doing it. So it's stuff that I will get to, when things are more settled in my life, and I can apply myself more to creating content. I can really focus. I could give myself maybe a whole week of just, recording videos and making content without any distractions. Then I can definitely focus on making that and really walking you guys through, because I've been really thinking about it and thinking that, okay, if I do that, how many people are going to watch? Because I don't want only Sai Fante to watch that video, because you never know what's popular here on YouTube. People like different stuff, and some stuff goes viral, some stuff doesn't, and I don't want to invest into a whole 5-video episode series that no one is gonna watch, and then I just wasted a whole week of my life. You know, some people request stuff and they don't, and when I upload it, they don't even comment or say, oh, thank you for responding to my request and giving me the content that I asked for. People don't usually give feedback. They're not used to giving feedback here on YouTube, and that really kills me. It destroys me as well, because I feel like I did nothing when I really put in work to really, help you. So that's something that, we need to work towards as a community. If you guys can give me more feedback and interact here on the channel more, and show other people that we're a community of give, get, we can definitely go much further. You guys can request as much as you want, and I will make sure that I fulfill those requests as quickly as possible while you guys are still interested in those things. Jay Deeper says, hey bro, hope you and the fiance are both doing better. We are, thanks. My question to you is, how do you get proper placement of your hats, claps, as well as the kick and other percussions to sound groovy? I know that choosing the proper instruments are key, and I have trouble now and again when I play the track. The first hat and clap hits are on the beat, but after that it sounds a bit off when I've switched the piano roll to main, meaning I place it right on beat. I kind of don't understand that question. It all depends with how you placing. If they're coming out of time, are you placing them your kicks and your hats in the playlist, or are you putting them in the channel rack? Because if you put them in the channel rack, there's they won't really come out of time. That's why it's safer to do that, because sometimes if you have your note grid set to none and then you manually place your waves in the playlist, sometimes it might sound a little bit off, and to kind of get that little off swing, you can just use the swing and the channel rack. So I'm not sure how you're doing this, but I hope you're using the channel rack for this and you use the swing. But just watch my videos and see how I place my drums, and I try and do the same thing, and hopefully that will help you. To DJ Small BK, why don't you take your music production and skills to the public as artists do? My music is out to the public already. I'm not sure I understand your question. My music is out in the public already, and it's out there. I just don't publish as much music as often because I don't see the point. I don't want to have too much music out there and then everybody just thinks my music is just easily accessible. I'm a person that also has a business mind that that says scarcity creates a market where people will want to look for your stuff. Scarcity is what happens. That's why they destroy diamonds, so that the diamonds stay at a certain value. So the more you keep putting out music, the more people get used to you having a lot of music out there and them finding your music so easily, the less they're gonna respect your music. They're always gonna think you're always gonna be making music, and I just don't feel like that about my music. So that's why I don't release music as much. I release here on the channel, here and there, songs here and there that I'll be working on, but that's just me. I just don't. Okay, and Busiso says, how to get agencies and promoters that could push towards getting gigs up to international level. Okay, bro, that is very, very ambitious. If I actually had my own agency or promoters that were helping me in my work, or an agent and whatever, I would definitely tell you how to get it, but I don't have that, and I haven't gigged on an international level. So I'm really sorry. I don't think it's something that you need to worry yourself with right now, because I know fame and the big flights and performing in Ibiza, it all looks close when you're looking at it through TV and through social media, but bro, that is a lot of work. It takes years to get there. If you see people like Black Coffee, Lemon and Herb and DJ Shimza and at Jazz and them going out there to perform internationally, it's relationships they had to keep with people. It was money, it was investments done. You cannot just get there. You have to build a portfolio of work. You have to build connections with people. You have to really put in the work to get to that. So dominate what you have around you first. Like for me, I always tell people that look at your neighborhood, try and work on your neighborhood first before you go anywhere, and try and do as much gigging as you can here in your neighborhood before you try and expand out to go out further. And Sipelo Lestoy says, you always come up with new sounds, which is a good thing for creativity. Do you ever reach a point where you like run out of ideas for a second? And how do you respond to that if it happens? I do run out of ideas, man. And it happens a lot of times, but I try and just give myself a break and stop and think about, how to come back again. I listen to other people's music to get different perspectives of sounds and how they work. And I try and use that and try and copy what other people are doing and try and see how I can apply those same techniques to my work. And it always works out for me. And sometimes just taking breaks and coming back with a fresh mind really helps, guys. I really appreciate everybody that posted their question and their comment. This felt really good for me to do, to really just connect with you guys. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I feel like this was just a chill. I could have done a live, but I felt like, a live wasn't really gonna do it for me, so I thought I'd record a video and make it a bit more special. So now let me go back to my samosa and I'll see you guys later. You see the chili in there, so spicy.